Rotimi Fakaijo, who is a capital market analyst from the trading floor at the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Let's tee off today's trading day. Rotimi, good morning. Is there anything you're seeing on the market? One of the investment banks, United Capital, says in an investment note today that we're likely to see a Santa Claus rally on the trading floor before December the 31st, but that would not be strong enough to upstage what we've seen as negative index returns since the year started, about 14%. What's your take?
Well, I quite agree with their position because the market, as you have just rightly mentioned, is 14% down year to date. And for us to be able to cover that track is definitely going to be a very difficult task. So I believe that the market may still be able to do well enough to close the market at a single-digit negative position at the close of December 31st. But the market may not be able to do enough to actually erode the negative position that we have right now. And I think the sectors to actually watch out for will definitely be the banking sector stocks, the telecoms, that is MTN and Airtel, and also the industrial goods. I believe those ones are definitely going to deliver goods to the market. And at the same time, I think consumer goods also will at least spare some efforts in order for us to be able to achieve what I perceive is possible, that is a single-digit negative position as at close of the year by December 31st.
I'm looking at what, if I'm trading the market in the month of December, what are the traditional sectors outside the banking sector? I know that's where the liquidity really is. Banks are the cash cow on the equities market.
Yes, I think at every point in time, the banking sector remains the major focus. And I think maybe given what we have seen in the third quarter result of some companies, especially Dangote Cement, I think there is enough conviction that definitely, even for dividend yield, is more than enough for one to be able to say, I want to take a position in Dangote Cement. So I believe that Dangote Cement in the industrial goods sector is definitely a stock to watch. And I think also a stock like Nestle, though highly priced for some investors, but for some other investors that really know their onions, I believe strongly that they will also give that a focus. And there is likelihood of about 10% thereabout trajectory for that particular stock as well. So I think good enough, but coupled with the banking sector stocks, I believe industrial goods and consumer goods will still be we still have some value addition before the end of the year.
Rotimi Fakaijo, markets expert, get down to the business of the day, of the trading day. Thank you so much for coming through from the NSE trading floor. Let's check in finally with Ajibola Ero Phillips, who is head of FX dealing at FBN Quest Merchant Bank, to talk to us via FMDQ Exchange Place. Ajibola, good morning. Bring in currency into this conversation for us, how we're playing the rest of the month and the year. Good morning.
Good morning, Button. How are you? Good to be here.
Yeah, great.
For the FX market, from yesterday, our trading turnover was slightly lower than our usual average. It was below 200, and that's just because inflows are kind of been a bit tepid, especially. That may be attributed to a lot of things. The drop in yields, the restriction, or maybe possibly a possible retaliation ongoing in the U.S.-China war, and then maybe FPIs are just being year-end, trying to take it slow right now. So liquidity has been slightly tight in that market. We've been trading at both 362 for quite a while now, but a few local loan bank corporates that have really kept that market liquid. In the month of November, we've seen that total inflows from non-bank corporates have been about 1.7 billion. And then there's been a bit of supply elsewhere coming from CBN to keep the iron market afloat.
Okay. So how does that play into the fixed income market in your playbook for the final weeks of the year?
So there's a bit of some OMO maturity coming in this week. We'll be looking at that market in terms of what happens, especially on the FPI side. For the local investors, we'll see that there's going to continue to be a drop in yields, especially in the NTB market. As some of these funds are mature, they'll be looking for where to reinvest those funds, and that's just going to cause yields to continue to drop further. Might see some of those flows going to the bond market where there's not so much of restriction, and we've seen the yields for that has continued to drop as well, with the long end of the curve being around 13.5 or thereabout. So we're going to see a continuous drop in yields generally fixed income market, but we need to see what's going to happen with the FPIs in terms of the FX market. What's going to happen in terms of if those numbers are really going to improve, because what we've seen from them in the last 1 month has not been really encouraging as well.
I'm going to be catching up with you before the month comes to an end. Thank you so much, Ajibola Phillips, Head of FX Dealing at FBN Quest Merchant Bank. And that's about all for today on Business Morning. I'll see you again tomorrow, Wednesday, the 4th of December. Have a good day, everyone.